Ready? So, the first thing that I'm going to do, though, my friend, is that I want to say before we begin, just so people know, and I will turn this over to you in just a moment to speak, but I want to say to our viewership and our audience around the world listening to this that this is my second episode with esteemed and respected, internationally renowned yoga teacher Rohit Kumar, who I also count as a dear friend. And this wonderful man has since become a published author since we last spoke with a very exciting new project of books that he is going to share with us all about today. This is what we're talking about today, sharing the spiritual wisdom through the written word as well as the spoken word. Now, what I'm going to say is Rohit will have his own definitions for how he has done this, why he has done this, and of course, how all of you listening to this can get your hands on these wonderful published works which are now available on Amazon. So, with that being said, I am helping him to the best of my ability to promote these and not ideal technical circumstances today, I will say, my side, but we are here and we are talking and we are sharing the message with all of you, which is the most important thing. So, Rohit, my dear friend, it is wonderful to be back with you again today. Namaste, and I really hope that life is good for you, my friend.
Thank you, Liam, for inviting me in this interview. Thank you very much.
My pleasure, my pleasure. So, we need to hear all about these new books, my friend. You have been a very busy man since we last spoke, not only teaching, but also writing. And as I mentioned to you, with the books just being released, I am going to take your lead today as to how the writing process began. But I would actually like to talk with you about the inspiration for these books, if that is okay, my friend, because people will be curious as to why you chose this present time to share your wisdom, which of course spans many, many years in the written word right now in 2025. What was the initial wisdom, the initial inspiration, I should say, to share your wisdom? And how long has it taken you to write these books, please, my friend? May we begin there?
Yes, I will be glad to speak about the origin, how it started. It's a little long story. I will try to make it short as far as possible. In 2018, first, uh, I used to have so many questions from students coming to me. It also happened before. From 18th, I used to get different kind of questions from people, and these questions were higher in nature about creation, about life, and sometimes I used to answer them. So my younger brother Rahul noticed my answers, and one day he asked me, why don't I put all the answers and questions in a kind of a small booklet, like a small magazine or something like a piece of booklet, or maybe a kind of letter to organize. At that time, I did not take it seriously. As a well student asks these kind of questions, I answer, and that should be enough because it's a personal question, personal answer. I can't make it public. This was the first time, and he also asked me about it repeatedly, not like an obstinate child, but he used to strike my mind. But I never took it seriously in my heart, and my receiving questions and answering them kept happening throughout. It happened before, as I said, but from 18 onward it was frequent. In 2021, I went to Netherlands, and with my friend, I started yoga school in Amsterdam. And for some reason, because of frequent lockdowns, the work didn't go very well. So I came to India for a few months to have a rest. At the time, I have a close friend living in Belgium. I should mention her name. Her name is Carol. She was my student a long time ago in Rishikesh. We had always good relation. So during COVID in 2022, she contacted me for online classes, and she's kind of with various kind of questions about life, religion, and other dimensions of human existence. At the same time, she also has cross questions. Means when you have a question, you answer the question, then further questions come from the answers. So she used to have online class with me on daily basis for her own personal reasons. And at the time, almost every day, if I can recollect exact, or if I can think, if she would ask me frequently about writing something towards what I teach her, what I write to students. So her asking to me was frequent and more forceful. So long time ago, my brother's jogging, and in 2022, my friend Carol's frequent requests about it put me into a kind of situation. Then I think about writing a book. And Carol for me is a very friendly person, and she's my sister. Just because she calls me her brother, and her love for me is uncontaminated. I won't say pure because pure relates to God. Two humans use the to address purity. I would say it is uncontaminated. Very respectful attitude. Uh, 2 days before we have a festival called sister brother relations. She sent me some kind of pictures of altar. She prayed for me. So she's my sister in living in Belgium. She's from Europe, and her request to write the book was forceful for me, and I had enough time at the time to think about it. So in 2022, February or March, I am not sure which month, February or March, I made up my mind to write the book. And to be very honest, she also lended me, not lended, she gave me a gift of, I think, I don't say amount of money, a sufficient amount of money at the time as a gift. So I could not think about anything else than writing the book because I had because of COVID, there was a kind of time of pause in work. We call it recession in the world of economy. So we didn't have enough employment, work possibilities. So as I said, she is a loving sister to me. She felt my situation. So she gave me financial support at the time, and she said, "Brother, you write the book peacefully, and don't think about what is going to happen. You write the book." So I began to write the book in 2022, February, March. At the time, I was not sure to write the book in a certain manner. I was not sure because whenever I thought to write the book, I felt everything has been written. What should I write? If I write something which I've already written, it's repetition. I must write something that has scope and validation. So it took around 3 months' time to decide to which direction I have to go. So beginning in February, March, it took 3 months' time to find orientation. And then when I started, I began to write. I started writing, and it's non-stop writing, writing. So the final chapter which I wrote was 2024 So far, I can remember June. I was home. So last chapters, like last three, four chapters, I completed when I was home in 2024 June. So all those months were the time period I was investing into completing the book. That is how the journey started, beginning with my brother's questions and jogging, and then my sister's forceful request put me into. So I dedicate this book to all those people in the world who will read, who inspired me. So behind the scene, there are these two people who were actually actively involved, I would say.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful how this came to be and the inspiration and the support. And I would also like to say, my friend, that this is not really a question for you, but it's just wonderful. As I said before we began recording, it's wonderful that you are sharing your wisdom in this way. And it's a beautiful thing because people in the world, so many people around the world, need this knowledge so much in the modern world. So I just want to say to you that I'm so happy you are sharing everything that you know and the ancient practices, ancient wisdom, and I'm happy for your success and how well the books are being received because that is my question actually is the reception. These books are already selling in different countries, different parts of Europe, and your students are already getting them. So I would like to hear a little bit about that, but I would also like to hear how it feels to you to be a published author now, because it's official that you are not only a internationally respected teacher, but also a published author, a man of letters, as they say. So how does that feel for you, my friend, to be published and the fact that the books are out there, they are real, people are reading them, all of these things?
Honestly speaking, I'm thankful to God for giving me health, peace of mind, knowledge, inspiration, and support. As an individual, to have done the work, I feel light. I feel light a lot. When I started writing, as I said, I didn't have orientation about what to write. When I got the orientation, the topics became huge, like many. I will talk about it later, the topics. It was too many topics to be put together in one book. And even the most difficult part was to separate the chapters and arranging them in sequence. I do not know if the arrangements is up to the mark or how I have written is very great, but at least whatever I have done was not easy for me. My sister actually knows, the Carol she knows because she was always observing what I was writing. She began to translate in French and in Italian language, and I asked her, please don't translate now because I will change so many times. Then she paused. So she knew the ups and downs I was going through with paragraphs and chapters. So that so I had a lot of time ups and downs. Will I be able to complete it? How long may it take? So with all these surprises, sometimes hopes and despair as a human that you go through, I also went through. Eventually, when it is done, I feel very light. I still don't consider myself as an author internationally acclaimed or a teacher of yoga internationally known. I would still say I am a humble person, or if not humble, I am trying to be humble. So, not try to keep my vanity high. I'm thankful to God, but as an individual who was given a task, who did it, I feel light. And there is a verse in our Hindu scripture when the monkeys went to find out about God, Ram's wife, Goddess Sita's address and location. They were coming back. So when they were coming back, on their face there was a sense of happiness and light. So they say, Mukh prasann tan tej viraja. They were happy, and on their face there was a light. So I don't see my light by myself, but I feel light within myself, content, content, relaxed. I have done it. I have done it just because there were people inspiring me, just because there was God protecting me to do the job. This is how I feel, honestly.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Well, I can feel this contentment from you, and it's a wonderful thing, and very well deserved for everything that you share with others. And I know that you're very humble, but this is all sharing the truth, the practices, the connection with God, all of these things that you have spent your life doing as a conduit, I would say. And this is another form of that. So it's a beautiful thing. Now, for people listening to this who wish to read the books, of course, we need to speak a little bit more about what they are about, what they contain, and what people will gain from them. Because I know you, so I know they will be unique and valuable. But as you said at the beginning, there are also a lot of yoga books out there. It is true. So I would like to give you this opportunity to share what is unique and special about your books and what they contain, what people will benefit from them, all of this kind of thing. If you wouldn't mind to share a little bit about the chapters, the contents, and so forth, please, Rohit. Thank you very much.
It's interesting to discuss about the contents of the book. As you know, I am involved in yoga for past so many years. Uh, People misunderstand yoga as exercise, yoga as some kind of physical science, or yoga as some kind of mysterious things. And to see the source of yoga, to discuss its origin, to discuss its antiquity, there are lots of opinions which people have made, especially in the present time. It's a lot. So in this book, as a student of yoga, I have tried to express a broader dimension of not only yoga, but also its connection to other topics which are entirely associated. And I have tried to put the aspects of life, human life, entire existence into one small space. So the book is actually in two volumes. The title of the book is called Dharma, Darshan or Yoga. In English we call it religion, philosophy and yoga. So these two books have 7 divisions. So book 1 has 4 divisions. I have called all those divisions as ground. Ground. Bhumi. The Sanskrit word is called Bhumi. So Pratham Bhumi, first ground, second Bhumi, etc. If you go the first ground, second ground, third ground, fourth ground, and each ground had certain number of chapters. So 4 grounds with specific chapters in book 1 and 3 grounds with specific chapters in the second book. So the readers who read the book need to study from the first book, first ground, until the second book, seventh ground. And the first chapter which I have written in the book is called Mystery of Existence. And in that chapter, I have pointed out few questions about which people are wondering about. Anyone who is little bit reflective about life, such as what is God, what is religion, what is life, what happens after death, or what's mind, what's intelligence, why do we suffer, what is life all about, why do we have so many differences. So few questions, around 15-20 questions I have put like a list to develop some curiosity in the minds of readers. Well, this book is going to answer these many questions in the coming chapters. So, starting with the from first canto, we discuss religion, a uniformity of religions, Hindu scriptures, because I am born in a Hindu family and we have a lot of scriptures. So I have highlighted topics from Hindu scriptures. At the same time, because I believe in universal religious solidarity, universal religious brotherhood and sisterhood, I have also given opinions from Holy Bible, Holy Quran, Jain Avesta, and Judaism, Buddhism, Jainism. I have tried to give glimpses from different faiths and I've tried to put some kind of similarities. Well, they all speak the same truth. Starting with the first canto, then you go to the second canto, it talks about different kinds of Hindu scriptures and where yoga is hidden. Then you go in the canto third, I talk about Om as universal symbol, and then God, Goddess, God's incarnations, creation, dissolution, time, and further go ahead in the canto third, I have discussed about worship, methods of worship, rituals for worship, and if further go with the first fourth canto, I have discussed about human evolution, about mind, etc., how samadhi happens, so various topics. And then you go in the book number second, there is a Hindu caste system I have discussed. Also, I have discussed theory, law of karma, how law of karma operates, like do good and get good results, do bad, get bad results, how it operates, karma, and then celibacy, monastic life, and you further go ahead, death and rebirth, and then you go ahead with human existence, like our body, layers of body, energy layers, pranic channels, and then human mind, intelligence, ego, consciousness, etc. Uh, Nowadays in the Western world, there's a lot discussion about Kundalini, Chakra, Nadi. So all I have discussed, all the seven Chakra, Kundalini, and then you go in the seventh canto. I have discussed different branches of yoga and their dimensions, and finally the last chapter is called Yoga Samanvay. It means synthesis of yoga, how you integrate yoga. So from first to the last, goal of, I would say in one word, human life, goal of life, how to achieve the goal of life. In 2-3 lines, I could say. So in this one book, I have tried to compile a lot of topics. So people who want to understand life, religion, goal of life, how to achieve and how to live life, it's there. It's there.
Wonderful.
And I have referred in the book around more than 30 to 50 scriptures who are very ancient, and wherever I have given the references in the last pages of the book, I have given those names of holy scriptures. Sorry, from where I have taken these references. Yes, I
Absolutely.
have.
That is wonderful. Absolutely wonderful on so many levels. The way that You walk people through the steps, the way that you include different scriptures, different aspects of different faiths, answering the important questions. It's a beautiful, beautiful thing. And I must ask you as well that it sounds to me like you have also corrected misconceptions that people may have in a way as well about the spiritual path. And I know that is something you are passionate about. It is something that we spoke about last time we met, I believe, is making sure that people have the correct view, if you like, of these spiritual practices. And do you feel that you have challenged and altered some of these misconceptions that people have through this work as well? Because there are a lot of different ideas that people have. So I hope that you feel that you have brought people back to the correct truth, if that makes sense.
In a way, I agree with you. But as I say, humility is a human ornament. So I believe every human is conscious. I think all beings are conscious. The differences may be at what level. We all have our own understanding. So in this book, my intention was not to uh, cope with the misconception of people, but my intention was to present the concept in the right manner, or the concepts as they are. Once I have done it, it automatically encounters the misconceptions and highlight the conceptions. So the intention was just to present the idea in the rightful manner. So what I have done is something that is naturally understood. Either you have your first hand experience by yourself, that you have experienced the truth. If not, you have heard the truth from somebody who has experienced it. Or you have read an authentic book from somebody who already experienced it. So there is a degree of evidence which you need to present. In this book, if I say I have presented my truth, it puts a question against my personality if I have explained the truth. In the beginning, I have said I am compiling the truth according to great teachers and great scriptures. So, not to deviate myself everywhere and fluctuate in the answerings, I have presented the answer according to holy books, words of great teachers, and of course, because I live life in a certain manner, I do have some experiences. Accordingly, I have also put the intention was not to work on the misconceptions, but definitely while I have done it, it has definitely worked on the misconceptions also, and I have tried to present the truth as they are. So the definitions such as what is mind, what is mind? You can have millions of opinions, but are they all true? Oh, it's their truth. What is truth per se? That is there. What is intelligence? And that is there according to scriptures, according to wise people. So I have tried my best to highlight the knowledge as it is.
Wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. Well, you are a very, very eloquent speaker, so I have no doubt that the writing style is very similar. Now, I would also like to touch on this aspect that, as I mentioned earlier, your students are already purchasing these books. You mentioned that in different parts of Europe and everything like that. So, I would like to briefly touch on the topic of their feedback essentially because you have started to get it out there, and I'm fascinated because you have labored so long to do God's work in this way, as we were speaking about earlier. And so now that the book is out there and it is helping people already, and I know that that will only grow. I'm just curious as to the conversations you've had with your students and some of the feedback that you've had, because this also illustrates for other people who are yet to read it the benefit that they're already having. But it's different with your students because your students know you and they have worked with you and they are also gaining from this knowledge in a different way. So perhaps we could briefly mention that and some of the places it is already available, already selling translations and so forth. And then we can continue from there. But that is a valuable topic, I believe. Thank you.
I was having online class in the evening. I have a student in America. He's from Iran, but he lives in America for I think 25, 30 years. So while talking to me, he just asked me if my book is available. I said it's on Amazon. I am waiting for some more days to write a post about it on social media. So while talking to me, since he knew the title already, he just searched and he just bought it. And the book was delivered by Amazon in 48 hours. And he sent the pictures to me. This was the first student. And then I was still keeping it in my heart. I need time to speak about it. Then my sister, she was already apprehending if my book was published. So I got a message from her. She also bought the book. So two or three books were purchased in this manner. Then I told both of them, please, once you have got the book without my information, go through the pages and let me know. So my student in America, last time when he spoke to me, he said he has read the first 50 pages and the comments he gave me, he said interesting and very well methodologically written. That's what in the WhatsApp message he wrote to me. My sister, since she has natural love for me, I won't hope that she will ever find fault in my books, in writing. So I requested her, sister, you are reading it. Read it like a reader, not like a sister. So she read it, the first couple of chapters, and then she was curious to jump over certain chapters like celibacy or karma or rituals, how you do for to worship God and the meaning behind it. So she went through other book also and in their chapters. So this morning I had a long message from her about her experiences. So her words mean a lot to me because she's also a kind of person who gives feedback where I have to improve. So she said it's nicely written and it feels interesting. And she says if a reader reads the book, he will go through it. Like the writing will bind him. And there are some chapters I have put some strong comments. For example, I have written a Western philosophy where I have highlighted the problems in the Western culture and how it's been for all these past years. There is a chapter called India, Bharat. In that chapter, I have highlighted evils in Indian society and the regions which brought a huge fall for Indian civilization and how things are still in a improper manner of flourishing. So how we have to correct it. So there are some strong comments. All that has been given over there with a free mind. So the readers who have read the book has given very good opinion about it because they know my nature. They know I am outspoken. Some days before, I have a student in Australia. She's my student. She did course with me in this case. While talking to me, now she's in Mexico somewhere. While talking, she said to me, Rohitji, I don't want to hear about the world, what is happening in the world. Then I said, look, You love Christ? Yes, I love Christ. Was he quite against injustice? Then she was quiet. No, Rohitji. He spoke. I said, don't raise slogans, don't raise harsh voice, don't be quiet against injustice. If you love Christ, Christians should follow Christ, and following Christ means loving Christ, not ignoring Christ and calling yourself Christians. So Hindus must follow Shiva, must follow Ram, must follow Krishna. Then only it means you love God Ram, God Krishna, and God Shiva. So my students who know me, my friends who know me, or whoever have got the book, so far have given me good words.
That is wonderful. That is wonderful. I mean, in a way, I'm not surprised because, as I've said, you are a very eloquent speaker and you have many years of practice. But nonetheless, it is wonderful to hear about your experiences as an author. And this also leads me to an important topic as well, my friend, which is the future plans for this book, in the sense that it's out there and it's quite newly out there. And when you sent me a message on WhatsApp and you sent me some pictures, I was so happy for you, and I still am, as I mentioned. But if we were to imagine for a moment that we are having this conversation, say 1 year from now, for example, say one year from today, how would you imagine that the book has gone around the world and reached many people and begun to establish itself? Because books, of course, take time in the sense that somebody can read it today, but the beautiful thing, somebody can read it, 10, 20, 50 years from now. I mean, a book is a legacy in this way because it is timeless. But if we look at it a shorter period of time than that, maybe like 1 year or something from today, how would you hope that the book has gone around the world and reached many people by that time, if that makes sense, what I'm asking here? Thank you.
A spreading book and making it popular nowadays or even before required some kind of publicity. Nowadays we use the word marketing. So my marketing skills are zero. Those people who know me, they are receiving it according to how I inform them. And everybody who gets it, I request them to share with their friends, with their teachers, to their students. Some are interested, some are more enthusiastic, some even ignore, some even feel burdened. But 90% people have responded well, and they are trying to find it out and let people know about it. The book that I have written is not something which will be outdated in the coming 1000 years. No. This book which I have written can never be outdated, can never be called ancient. It's like you have a restaurant which provides food that can never be outdated, because even in thousands years there will be humans and there will be hungers. Similarly, as long as human civilization exists, there will be requirement of noble ideas about life, and that will not change. There will be mind, there will be thoughts, there will be mental burdens, there will be stress, there will be hopes, there will be despair. This will never be outdated. Once those things exist, there will be requirement of such books. Bible can never be outdated. Quran can never be outdated. Mathematics can never be outdated. Similarly, certain books are never to be outdated. So publicity is one part, I am already sending some emails to couple of organizations, like there is one magazine in England called Yoga Magazine, certain things. I send them an email. I also send Yoga Magazine in Germany, in Holland, and I have also sent emails to some organizations like Yoga Vile in America. Whoever I find, some yoga teachers, I have searched online, some schools in different countries. So one after another, I am sending emails to those people. I do not see that they would see emails like a promotional email about making money, but somehow I have to contact those people to convince, hey, this is a book. It's also good for you, good for your student, and good for humanity.
Mm.
So I'm trying to buy myself. I have interview with you. I will also make my Instagram, Facebook posts. I hope in course of time it will be in the hands of more and more people, and there will be right knowledge prevailing in society.
Absolutely. I believe so, my friend. I believe so. Because as you said, the principles never change. The specific details change, but never the principles, the core tenets, and so forth. These things are always true, as you have said. And this is also what is beautiful about your work is that this will gain momentum over time. And I hope that our talk today has played a small part in raising awareness of this work. Now, I would also like you, before we finish up, to give a mention to your social media because one of the things that is wonderful about you as well is your accessibility in the sense that people can reach out to you, connect with you, ask you questions. This is not always the case for all teachers, even though they are teachers. So I won't comment any further on that, but you know what I mean. So, with regards to people reaching out to you to find out more about the book, or also to find out more about your teachings, as in online classes, any of these things, what is the best way for people to approach you in this manner if they are hearing about you the first time today?
Because this interview is about book, so in the book, at the back of the book, there is an image of me with two quotes from the book, and I have given my email and my mobile number. They can contact me via, they can call me, they can write me messages. They can also use social apps like WhatsApp, Telegram, etc. With the same number, they can contact me. And then I have a website. It is called, the school is called Sanatan Yoga Sandesh. I run it. And the website is www.sanatanyogasandesh.com. There they can search me and my work, and they can always write me. As you said, some teachers do not write. Probably they are too busy, or probably they don't think individual writing, individual answers are that important. But I believe if you are a teacher, you are responsible to entertain questions. Otherwise, you cease to be a teacher. And why do you want to have so many students who you don't remember, who you can't keep contact, who you can't talk when they need? So I am not a teacher who doesn't have time for my students. Of course, I don't have more than 24 hours, so I can waste some hours. I also have to sleep. I also have to eat on time. But there is one credible opinion about me which you can take from anybody in the world. I never delay an answer. I never leave any message unread. I never disappoint people with my, you know, ignoring of answers. I never do it. And in my class, I always say, begin with writing your messages on time instead of discussing meditation and final goal of life. First, correct these normal behaviors. Call on time, pick up call, write on time, write emails. If you don't have time to write, send voice messages. You cannot keep somebody on wait who is waiting for your answers. And how long will you live? You don't know next moment. This moment you have, okay, don't be freaked out, don't be stressed out, but don't be a purposefully ignoring somebody. No, this is not good. So they can always reach out to me. Of course, they must read the book first. Instead of having one, two lines in the mind and having some illusory questions and popping unnecessary messages, read the book, read once, read twice, read thrice, and then still you find discomfort or misunderstanding, write to me. I will definitely answer. I am easily accessible. And even if I become so-called big, I can never be that bigger who doesn't see others bigger or others more important. No, for me, this is not the case. I always respond on time. If I am too busy, I send voice messages. About me, this is very clear for many years, and even now, since the books are in the hand of people, they might have more curiosity. They can contact the author. There is a possibility. So on purpose, I have given my contacts on the back of the book. They can write.
That is wonderful. That is absolutely wonderful. The accessibility and the sincere desire to help people and to guide and nurture people, I would say, actually. It is a beautiful thing. So, with that being said, my friend, I hope that this interview helps a little bit to raise awareness of the fabulous wisdom that you are sharing here. I look forward to reading them myself, and it has been absolutely wonderful because when we spoke last time, last year now, it's gone by quickly. I was very inspired by everything that you shared on a personal level, and I thank you for that. So it is my pleasure to help share this a little bit more to some more people. Keep up the good work. Please keep me updated as well on how everything is going. Keep in touch anytime. And for today, it has been a pleasure and an honor to talk with you again, my friend. It really has.
Thank you so much, Liam, for this opportunity and time. I really appreciate. And the first interview, second interview, you have been very friendly and you have asked always relevant questions and you ask questions very positively in a calm manner. It also gives some level of confidence to the answerer to answer uh, confidently, easily, and a peaceful manner. So thank you for this opportunity.
Thank you very much for the kind words, my friend. Namaste, and thank you very much. We will speak soon. I'm
Thank you.
holding the phone here, but I will bow to the best of my ability in this way, and we will speak
Thank
soon.
you. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much for watching. Please subscribe to the Simply Inspired YouTube channel, and there'll be more videos coming soon.